Well, hello everybody, and bienvenido to Aero Nicely News. My name is Lenny Hernandez, and I will be your guide on this journey through the exciting events and joyous happenings here at Aero Communities. Today is Friday, September 24th, and we've got a great show in store for you. Residents at Wildwood did some ziplining, communities celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month, and we take a tour of a resident's lovely home. We also commemorate World's Alzheimer's Day. So, without further ado, let's start the show. Our first story of the day is a high-flying adventure out of the Wildwood Senior Living. Two residents, Ruth and Betty, strapped on their equipment, ascended into the forest canopy, and flew across a perilous expanse on a zip line, much to their delight. These two adrenaline junkies had an absolute blast ziplining high above the ground and even took home some souvenirs of their adventure. Thank you so much for sharing those heart-pounding moments with us, Ruth and Betty. We're glad that you're back home safe on the ground. But let us know the next time you defy gravity, because that looks like a blast. Our next story of the day is about Hispanic Heritage Month. Hispanic Heritage Month goes from September 15th through October 15th and is a special time to recognize the achievements and contributions of Hispanic Americans and to celebrate the cultures that have made the United States the beautiful tapestry that it is today. To celebrate, communities held educational events with informative flyers, travelogues, and speakers to inform residents about the beautiful traditions and history that these countries have to offer. And no celebration would be complete without amazing food. That's right, residents got to enjoy delicious paella, tacos, flautas, and much, much, much more. No stomach went empty, that's for sure. Aero even kicked off Hispanic Heritage Month with a diversity and inclusion video series featuring Professor Alexander Avina of Arizona State University. He sat down with a resident of an Aero community, Conchita, and had a wonderful discussion about Hispanic heritage and the history of Latin people in the United States. Check out this clip.
One of the important things to think about during the celebration of this month is to recognize that Spanish-speaking cultures have been around in what is now the U.S. before the colonists of the U.S., right, who ended up creating the U.S. So the city that claims to be the oldest city in what is now the U.S., San Agustin or St. Augustine in Florida, was founded like in the mid-16th century, right? And for well into the 1700s, a big chunk of what is now the US was actually under the control of the Spanish crown, all the way up to from Florida to Georgia, all the way up to South Carolina, where they would fight these border wars with English colonists. The rest, most of the Southeast, Texas, the Western United States, places like New Mexico, Arizona, California, all those Western states were also part of the Spanish crown. What does it mean to be even Spanish, right? People from the peninsula. Well, we know that like Arabic peoples were in control of the Spanish peninsula for like 800 years, right? So what we think of Hispanic today also has a long influence, cultural influences from the different Arabic groups that controlled the Spanish peninsula from like 700s up until 1492. And we see that reflected in the Spanish language, right? So something between 2,000 to 4,000 words in the Spanish language today are directly tied to Arabic, right? So words like azúcar, with sugar, or ojalá, which is related to inshallah. Sorry, go ahead.
I said alcalde.
Alcalde as well, right?
Of course, in Spanish that are A-L.
Yeah.
Where they come from,
Yeah, it comes from Al-Andalus, right? Which was this entity, this Islamic Arabic entity that was in charge of large parts of Spain for
700
hundreds of years.
It's a long time.
This fascinating discussion was a wonderful way to start this important month, and I encourage everyone to go and check out the video. And for our next story of the day, it's time to take another peek inside the home of an Arrow resident. So I'm going to send it over to Nicole once again to take us on a lovely tour. So take it away, Nicole.
Hello and welcome to Vitalia Active Adult Community at Montrose. And today for Arrow's Cribs, we are featuring the one and only Lois Davis.
Hi.
We are walking over here into my favorite place, which is Lois's living room. And you can see all over the place that there's a great personal touches and beautiful artwork as well from all around the world.
I've lived in Canada for a very long time, and I fell in love with Inuit art. It's made of soapstone, and it's carved in the Arctic.
We are actually walking into the kitchen right now. She loves to still do things, even though she does have her meals included, like baking muffins, and she has her coffee and poached eggs in the morning. Hopefully she'll invite me over for breakfast sometime. We'll see. We are on the second floor, and Lois comes out here to read her books and people watch too. We have the dog park over here, which she's taken her dog Posey. It's a piece of artwork. And she can also watch people play on the putting greens.
And I picked this apartment particularly because it has a shady afternoon. I love to read here, and also, though many people complain about the water tower, that's my Henry Moore. I think it's gorgeous. It's a gorgeous color and a beautiful shape. So I like the water tower.
Oh, hey, it's me again. We are in Lois's master bedroom. Awesome place for her to really get ready for the day and also be able to sleep at night. And what people don't always know is that she is actually an avid poet writer. Just off the master bedroom is Lois's bathroom. We have a lot of personal touches that help her really start her day in the morning. One of them being her beloved Tom, who has since passed, but she still misses and adores him every single day. There's even a really great conch shell from her son that's actually fresh out of the sea from the Caribbean. Well, that's a wrap, Lois. Thank you so much for inviting us into your crib today. It was absolutely incredible, and we love learning about all of the personal touches that you've had in this apartment to make it home. So thank you so much, and
You're welcome, and I really enjoyed having you, both of you.
thank you so much. We'll see you later.
Righto, bye-bye.
And for our final story of the day, Tuesday, September 21st was World Alzheimer's Day. And to discuss what Arrow communities did and are still doing to commemorate the day, I sat down with Mary Stoinski, Arrow Senior Living's Regional Director of Memory Care.
I am here with the one, the only, one of my favorite humans ever, Mary Stoinski. How are you?
I am so well, Lenny. It's so good to see you, and it's so good to be here. I'm the Regional Director for Memory Care for Arrow. So yeah, I help support our communities, our memory care neighborhoods.
We are here to talk a little bit about World Alzheimer's Day.
Yes.
Well, what impact does Alzheimer's have on the country and on the world, Mary? Tell us a little bit.
Worldwide, in 2020, there were 55 million people who were living with Alzheimer's or other forms of dementia. It's 55 million. If the current trend stays the same, if nothing changes in treatments, if nothing really changes in research, that number is projected to double every 20 years. So we are looking at 78 million coming up really soon worldwide. In the United States, we have nearly 6 million Americans living with Alzheimer's and dementia. So if that trend continues, we're looking at 15, 16 million by the year 2050. Alzheimer's is the 6th leading cause of death in the United States. So it actually kills more people than breast cancer and prostate cancer combined. So we hear a lot about those diseases, but we don't really hear as much about Alzheimer's, but it's really significant.
So, Mary, how does Arrow create a place for people and residents with Alzheimer's to thrive?
Well, I love that you use that word thrive, because we really approach dementia care from a perspective of not just a disease, label somebody, this is somebody, they've got Alzheimer's. We really view the person as a whole person with a rich history, with talents, with abilities, all of that. Dementia has some really, really unique challenges, sensory challenges, and processing challenges, and communication challenges. So we create in our memory care neighborhoods an atmosphere that is specifically tailored for those challenges. We love our memory care residents so much, and yeah, we're really just creating places where they can thrive. But also, Alzheimer's affects families in such a profound, deep way. I often think of it as like the loss that just keeps on giving, because you lose kind of a piece of your person at diagnosis, and in more bits of the history of their memory start kind of fading with time. So we really want to be a place for families where we can be a resource, where we can be a safe place to navigate that journey and give all the support that we can to families.
Inside our own communities, over this last week or so, was there any specific way that our communities kind of commemorated the World's Alzheimer's Day?
Yeah. Oh gosh, it was so beautiful. We have Facebook pages for really all of our communities, and it was so neat throughout the day to kind of log on and see the support from our independent living communities and our assisted living communities, and even our memory care neighborhoods. People were doing walks to kind of just honor those residents and families who are living with the disease. I saw some communities do some purple themed baking events, which was really cool, or make cards and support. So it was really a beautiful thing to see the Arrow communities like come together of, we see you, we are here for you, we're walking this journey with you, which to me is just the total definition of community.
Speaking of like events and stuff, what kind of future events are happening that people can get involved in, and how can one make a difference in our little corner of the world?
I think one of the biggest ways we can make a difference as an individual in anything is to find the need, meet the needs through a relationship. So if you know of a family that's dealing with this disease, kind of sitting and saying, how can I help? Can I come sit with your loved one for a bit while you run errands? Can I be a listening ear for you? Can I bring some groceries or dinner? What can I do? And if you have a memory care neighborhood near you, reach out. My goodness, you don't have to have any crazy talents or things like that to make a difference. Sometimes even just sitting with somebody with dementia and having conversation, reading a book together, looking at magazines, listening to music, just being there, in a relationship. It makes a huge impact.
Well, and I know that our memory care neighborhoods love to have visitors of all kinds, no matter if you do have a talent or don't have some kind of, obscure talent. Just seeing, people having that energy inside our neighborhoods is always just a positive thing.
And I'll say this too, if you are a family member who has a loved one who's living with Alzheimer's and dementia, and you are really, really struggling, and you're saying, oh my gosh, it's so hard to communicate. I don't even know what to do or where to go from here. We are here to help. Please reach out. We can connect you to resources. We can give you tips and ways to win back moments with your loved one, but we're here for you too. I would say just take this opportunity of World Alzheimer's Day to learn as much as you can about Alzheimer's and dementia, ways you can get involved, ways you can help. And if you kind of feel like, wow, compassion stirring up inside of you, working with dementia is such a wonderful and unique field. I would say it's probably one of the most rewarding things that I have done in my entire life. You might say, oh gosh, do I have to, have medical background to work in memory care, or do I have to have clinical experience? Really, all you have to have is the heart, the desire to love people, to make a difference. We'd love to have you. Check us out, arrowseniorliving.com.
Mary Stoinski, thank you so much for taking some time to just sit here and chat with me about World's Alzheimer's Day.
My pleasure. Thank you, Lenny.
We'll see you next time, and very soon, I hope.
Thank you so much, Mary, for sitting down with me and letting everybody know what's happening for World Alzheimer's Day. It's near and dear to us here at Arrow for obvious reasons, and we hope that you all find ways to support Alzheimer's awareness and research in your area. Well, everybody, that'll do it for this week's episode of Arrow Nicely News. It was a wonderful week here at Arrow Senior Living, and I'm grateful that I got to share it all with you lovely viewers. From all of us here at Arrow Nicely News, have a wonderful weekend, and we will see you all next Friday. I'm Lenny Hernandez.